Om Ashatu Ma Sadgamaya Tamashu Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritangamaya Aviravir Maidhi Rudro Yakte Dakshinam Mukham Te Naman Pahi Nityam Te Naman Pahi Nityam Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. O Lord, lead us from the unreal to the real. Lead us from darkness to light. Lead us from death to immortality. And evermore shine in our hearts with your resplendent face. Oh, peace, peace, peace. Sorry, our today Vedanta, what কি বলে? Vedanta dot, what
Our
is it?
main YouTube stream at youtube.com,
At
Vedanta.org.
Vedanta.org is not working.
Not working well.
Well, so it is now recorded and it will be streamed later on. But you can switch to Voice of Vedanta for live streaming now. We were back to our reading of the Shanti Gita. We are on verse number 38 we read. And that was chapter 4, verse number 38. So what we read is this, that karma is the cause of suffering and karma binds us. The cause of anxiety and endless suffering comes also afterwards. Therefore, 38th verse, Bhagavan Krishna suggested or told that Sarvam karma parityajya ekang mang sharanang vrajet mang shabdastu tattu drishyatu nahi sanghatu drishtita. He's saying, I have told you one thing in the Bhagavad Gita, that sarva karma parityajya, giving up all activities, ekang mang sharanang vraja, only take refuge in me. But what is that refuge like? That refuge is like me does not mean as you see the man Krishna standing over here. Mang shabdastu tattva drishtya. Mang means here me, the capital me, from the perspective of the spiritual outlook or absolute sense, Satchidananda sense. Look at me, I am Satchidananda, embodied Satchidananda. Take refuge in me, in my divine self, which is so. This is the Satchidananda self is to be not to Sanghatu Drishtita. Sanghatu means pluralism, cooperative collocation, not from coalition. It is not coalition means this body is made of 24 principles, no? So many items of congregation of all these things make this body. So I am speaking is a person with so this is with the combination of the body, mind, senses, and the nervous system. These are all this combined together is I am speaking. I am not talking of this person who is speaking, this person who you see before me, but it is me means here the absolute sense, Satchidananda sense. That I am clearly saying that Krishna is not the man Krishna. Krishna is the Satchidananda Krishna, impersonal, absolute. Sanghatu is this point is to be understood. Sanghatu is the like clay. clay composition is not only clay plus other materials mixed together, they give a composed structure like that. The collision of atoms, they say, this is the philosophy of the Conado. They say it's Conado, and they say Kona. Kona means the particle. Everything is created out of the particle, collision of the particle or rotation of the particle. So that was the Sanghata. That is the Buddhists belonging to Vaibhashika group, they are followers of this Sanghatavad. What is the Sanghatavad? It's a collision. Everything is composed of something which is in rotation or composition. There is nothing steady. Everything is moving. As we give the example, circle of fire. There is no circle of fire. It is only one ball of fire rotating in a high speed. Like that, there is a fan. This fan is only a blades, but you can see the blades, but it does not mean there is no blade. So it is a continuous covering or rotation of the particles. So that is the Koranadavat collision. It is not that I, Krishna, who am speaking, it's a combination of all these sense organs, the body, mind, emotion, ego. That combination is I'm speaking, but don't think I'm taking refuge in me, this me, but my that me, which is the ground of all experiences. So renouncing all types of actions, take refuge in me alone. Consider this word me within quote from the viewpoint of the absolute, but certainly not from the perspective of radical pluralism or duality. That is called the Sanghata. It is another English term. Sanghatobad means the radical pluralism, according to Conado. Now, today we read the verse 39. That eko aham satchidananda tatparjeno tamasrayo sadeko asid iti shrutam pramanam eka sabdake ekam mang sarvabhutesu ja pashyati sapashyati. So 39 verse says, eko aham, that me means only one, eko, one without a second, eko aham. What is that? This eko word means Satchidananda. Satchidananda, the absolute bliss, absolute consciousness, absolute existence. That is the thing it is meant by that. That means understand that I am that one. Eko aham Satchidananda Tatparjena. In that is the implication. You understand, Arjuna, I am not telling you who is your friend as a born in the physical body. But its indication is that what is the take refuge in me, that indication is tatparjena tamasra. You take refuge, understanding is indication. Indication is eko aham satchidananda. I am one without a second. That satchidananda, that absolute bliss and consciousness. And why? How do you say that? I am saying because Upanishad says, Sadeko asid iti shrautam. In the Shruti, we have heard, it is said that only one absolute truth is there. Sat eka. Eka, only one. That Sat existence, iti, it is there. There is no two. So, say that is the word eko, ekoham means only I am that one. One does mean what? What the Upanishad has declared as Sadeko Asit iti Srautam. Pramanam Ekashabdake. That is the proof of using this word Eka, only one. And Ekang Mang Sarvabhutesu. And also in the Bhagavad Gita, you have heard that I have told. Ekang Mang Sarvabhutesu Ya pasyati sapasyati. He can only, he sees things who sees that one only, Ekam. And that Ekam is me. I, Krishna, that one absolute, Sarva Bhutesu, who resides in the heart of everyone. If you can see him, then you are seeing me really. Understand the point? It is moving around the point again and again to understand one point. We are not loving Krishna, Ramakrishna, the man Ramakrishna, but he is not a man. He is Ekam, only one, Satchidananda, absolute Brahman, absolute consciousness, absolute bliss. That's why he is not sitting there only, but he is sitting in the hearts of all. Understand that way, and then take surrender in Ramakrishna. Why does nothing happens in our spiritual life? Because we have taken refuge to Ramakrishna, Krishna, Buddha, nothing happening. Why? Because we have not thought to with whom we have taken our refuge. He is the Lord of the universe. He is the essential consciousness, bliss, and joy absolute. And He is residing in the hearts of all. See that Ramakrishna and take refuge in that. That is the indication, oh Arjuna. I am telling you, take refuge in that Krishna, who is Satchidananda Krishna, who is Ekam. How do you say Ekam? Ekam has been mentioned in the Upanishad, Ekam Sat. That is Sat. Only that existence, that alone is only one there. So and that reality you have to understand. And I am that reality, and I am residing Sarva Bhutesu. Uh, Ekam Mang Sarva Bhutesu. That one, only one. Yahpasuti, you one can see. Sarva Bhutesu, in all living beings, all created beings. If you can do that, then Sa Pasuti. Actually, it is his vision, his experience is the right experience. It is very important thing to learn, all of us, that we do worship God, we take refuge in God, but we don't understand its implication. It is not that it's a cult. Ramakrishna is not a cult that we come to here. This room is meant for Ramakrishna, and that is for Rama, that is for Krishna. But it is not, no. You like this form of Ramakrishna, but who is Ramakrishna? He is Satchidananda Absolute. He is only Ekam. He resides in the hearts of all. In that perspective, we have to feel and take refuge. Going to Rama Mandir, Rama temple, it will not, only if you think only Rama is a king, Dasharatha's son, is a historic figure, you take refuge in him. No, जो राम दशरथ की बेटा वही राम घाट घाट में लेटा वही राम सबसे न्यारा. That Rama is Dasarath ka beta, son of Dasarath. You know whom as the son of Dasarath. We ghat ghat mein leta. He is residing in the heart of every ghat. This is the ghat in every heart. We Ram sabse niyara is the most close to everyone's heart, and it is Jagat Pasera. We Ram Jagat Pasera. That has become the whole cosmos, this whole universe. That is Rama. See, people fight, no knowledge. It is Rama, Krishna, Mother, Kali, Durga, whatever name you give. It is that one principle, and they are indicating very clearly. Krishna is so kind, telling, is revealing his own sarupa to Arjuna, to friend, and we are getting to know that secret message that it is Ramakrishna or Krishna or Rama, whatever name you give, it is not that man with name and form, but it is Eka, only absolute one. And that one is Satchidananda one. That one resides in the heart of all, and that pervades and pervades everything in the whole universe. That is, this is that is clarifying. Normally, when you say Krishna is, we are not preparing segments of spirituality. It is, but we are approaching one God, one truth, and take refuge in that only. If the world would have understood this simple point, then much of the war and bloodshed would have been stopped. No? This is still this misunderstanding everywhere. Sri Ramakrishna came to eradicate that. But these have been already clarified in the words of Bhagavan Krishna before. In the Adhatma Ramayana, if we read, there you can, even Ram Bhajan we say, Shuddha Brahma Parat Paru Ram. Who is Rama? Shuddha Brahma Parat Paro, who is higher than the highest, beyond all. Shuddha, absolutely stainless. Brahma, who is called Brahman. Parat Pararam. That is within when it comes in the realm of time space condition. You see him as Rama. Kalatmaka Parameshwar. He is the Parameshwar, the supreme creator. That is the Rama. So this is the idea for all incarnations, all spiritual ideas. 48th verse. Sarva karma mahabaho tajit sannyasa purvakam. Sarva karma tatha chintan taktva sannyasa yogata. Janiyat ekamatmanam sada tatta tatchitta sanjata. Sarva karma mahabaho tajit. And the Bhagavad Gita says, give up all actions and take total refuge in me. Sarva karma mahabaho tajit. How? Sannyasa purvakam. By giving up, taking the formal sannyas. Formal sannyas means in early days, Vedic times, people used to have 4 stages of life: student life, married life, retired life. In all these 3 life, particularly married life and retired life, they used to perform some rituals and havan, sacrificial fire, homa fire. But when you become monk, it is compulsory that all should have to do the homa fire, karma. But only those who renounce, take a formal sannyas, that sannyas time they offer everything and that's the last rite. So they need not have to perform that ritual. So Sarva karma mahabahu tajit. Then you give up all types of activity, taking the vows of sannyas. Vows of sannyas means wandering monks roam around, thinking of Vedantic principles and trying to see God everywhere, in every being, what we say. Just now we read that. So, therefore, Sarva karma mahabahu, O mighty armed Arjun, tajit, all karma. One should give up all activities after taking formal sannyas. Sarva karma tatha chintam taktva sannyasa yugat. Not only give up your karma, but give up your thoughts also, mundane thoughts. Karma can be done, physical karma can be done mental karma. We do both. We do physical karma, and when we rest physically, we do mental karma. So it is give up both. Not only external karma will be done, mentally you have to give up that. Then sarva karma, therefore giving up all activities and thoughts, even in the thinking, following the path of renunciation. One should do what? Sannyasa jagata. Janiyat ekam atman. Only one work before a student of spirituality is to know that I am the Atman. Janiyat should know ekam atman. Only that Atman, the self, the cosmic consciousness, that alone is there. Only ekam sat, to know that I sada tat chitta sangato. keeping the mind in the Lord or in that cosmic consciousness, concentrating on it. Samjata means collecting it and focusing it. So keep your mind focused in that Atman only. So it is a Vedantic sadhan. So, O mighty armed, one should give up all activities after taking formal sannyas, giving up all activities and thoughts, and following the path of renunciation. One restraining his mind in that supreme self at all times will realize that one which is the self of all. So that is the only sadhana. That means he's teaching Arjuna, in one sense, karma yoga, to fight, at the same time giving the highest wisdom. That's why sarva karma tyajet, that is a state. Anyone and everyone cannot give up the karma. Because if we do give up karma, we do mental karma. Therefore, if you want to give up the karma, you have to do in a very formal way. Vidhina कर्मसन्त्यागो संन्यासेनो विवेकतः अवैधं स्वेच्छया कर्म त्यक्त्वा पापेन लिप्यते. So this is very important point that vidhina karma santyago. You have to give up the karma by following the scriptural injunctions. Sanction. That means you cannot just renounce without detaching from the mind, without preparing your mind for sannyas. You cannot renounce that. Vidhina, as is sanctioned by the scriptures, karma santyago, give up all actions. By sannyas. Sannyas means detachment, sannyas means renunciation. Vivekata, and discernment. Analyze, impermanent, permanent. And what is behind this in me, what is behind this cosmos. All this analysis and discernment. Avoidam is which is not sanctioned by the scriptures. Sechaya, whimsically, karma taktva. If you give up your karma, then what will happen? Papeno lipyate. You will incur sin if you don't follow the prescribed rules of the scriptures. Sannyas is a state. It goes to the doing karma, and as the karma is done with proper spirit, and you talk every day, then what happens? Performing karma in right manner purifies the heart. Mind becomes pure, Shuddha Chitta. And when the Shuddha Chitta will come, detachment for the world will happen, and attachment to the inner reality will happen. And that is called the sannyas. But whimsically, not following any scriptural injunction, if one becomes a sannyasi or monk or a nun, that is incurring sin, meaning you are not prepared for, you are not competent for that sannyas. You have to be competent means chitta suddhi devotional practice, selfless work. That's why Arjuna, do work. You work to prepare yourself for sannyas. Otherwise, it will be merely giving up the home does not make anyone monk. Huh? But only intense attraction for the divine and total detachment for anything of the world, of name and form, of power and position, of state, of anything in the outside is no attraction for that person. That person is ready for sannyas. That's why it's called sannyas has many aspects. It's called sannyasa is Markata sannyas. Markata sannyas, Ramakrishna gave that story of a Markata sannyas. Who is Markata sannyas? Whose renunciation spirit comes just out of nothing. Suppose someone loses his relationship, a friend left him or her, but nothing is important in this world, let me be a monk. No, that is not real. Because if that situation changes tomorrow, again the same person, if the relation get a good relationship, then he will go again into it. So that is not renunciation. Ramakrishna said that someone uh, left his hearth and home because he could not earn some money or anything. So he got renunciation. They went back and went to Benaras and then started doing all this. But after some time, he got some could collect some job or something. He sent a letter to home. I am soon coming back. Don't worry about that. I got a job. No? So that is not sannyas. Sannyas should be a spontaneous fall from the attachment of the world. It is like the fruit hangs on the tree. Say a mango fruit hanging on the tree. When the mango fruit detaches from the tree, when it becomes perfectly ripe. When it becomes perfectly ripe, this detachment happens spontaneously. Otherwise, you have to pull it, you have to tear it. It scratches. So, our renunciation, if it is not based on love for God, then that renunciation is detrimental for spiritual growth. Rather, he was a good householder. He didn't enjoy that life, neither he enjoyed the spiritual life. How will you enjoy the spiritual life if it is not mind is not ripened enough for God? If it is attraction, Holy Mother said, if there is a thread in the thread cannot pass through the needle, eye of a needle. If there is a fiber, even one small fiber, it will block its movement inside. So this little vasana, little desire, little expectation, little this, it blocks us. So therefore, that's why you call Viddat Sannyas, Vividisha Sannyas. There are different types of Markat Vairagya is one. It is not sannyas. It is not a renunciation at all. It is circumstantial renunciation. Under certain condition, people get frustrated and then I am going to be a monk. It is not that the failure leads to a sannyas. It is fulfillment which leads to a sannyas life. And enjoyable. That's the sannyasis are examples. So Bibidisha and Vidya. One sannyasi, we are all struggling to be a monk, ideal monk. And there are some ripened fruits. Vidya, they have acknowledged, they have the knowledge, wisdom already they have. As a result, they give up. We are hoping to realize the truth and gradually analyzing, doing selfless work, this, that, preparing ourselves to be a ripened mango, which will detach from the whole world. There will be no least attachment. When the fruit ripens, the fruit has no attachment to the tree anymore. In this world where we are born, this ignorant mind ripens and ripens and ripens, reaches an optimum level where it is a fulfillment comes. And then perfect love for comes, perfect connection with the divine happens. Aham Brahmasmi. That they analyze day and night. And everything is Aham Ajay. Shankaracharya, I'm not this, not this, not this. Analyzing day and night, purifying the mind and then but we are to work in this world. You cannot reach that point in one step. You have to wait, and work hard. So this is the indication. If you don't do vidhina means following the formalities, And the steps then Sachaya karma tekva papeno liptate. One will incur sin. It is not an auspicious thing for that person to be a monk, but he will incur sin because his process has not been completed. So, giving up all activities should be done according to the scriptural injunction. All activities giving up, sarva karma sannyas, is scriptural injunction and with the spirit of renunciation and discernment. Not following scriptural injunctions, but by whimsical renunciation of actions, one will be tainted with sin. That means his mind will be polluted. It is not good suggestion for taking sannyas for each one and everyone. That is the mistake what Buddhism did later on, and the downfall of Buddhism came because of that. Everyone started saying Buddhang Saranang Gacchami, Dharmang Saranang Gacchami, Sanghang Saranang Gacchami. Good, but there is a requirement of perfect qualification. So, without that, everyone tried to become a monk. It is not necessary, but there is a process of purification. Detachment should be spontaneous, joyful. Renunciation should be peaceful, happy. Uh, Peaceful and happy. Renunciation is not a painful thing. Oh, I am to give up this position, I am to give up this money, I am to give up this. That is a painful thing. But spiritual people, when they can give up really, they feel I am relaxed. Oh my God, gone. Huh? That should be spontaneous. Atma 42. Atmagyanam vinanyasam patittaiva kalpate karmo brahmo vaya prasto nadyang dikulavarjitaha ahankara mahagraho grasvamano vinasati. So now Atmagyanam vina nyasam, without the knowledge of the self, patittaiva kalpate. Nyasam, the renunciation, is the cause of fall only. It is not a spiritual journey, it is a downgrade journey. Without the knowledge, that means one who is deeply engrossed in the knowledge of the self day and night, then he or she is capable to practice this path of sannyas. Otherwise, nyasam, without the knowledge of the self, only renouncing everything, it is a condition. You have to consider that it's a fall from the ideal. And not only fall from ideal, fall from two ideas. One, karma, brahma, ubhaya prasto. If you do good karma, you could have done a better achievement in life, no? And Brahma Jnana, you could have reached the Brahma Jnana by becoming a perfect Vedanta student, no? Or a man of realization. Neither you reach Brahman, neither you attain the result of karma. So both sides you lose, you fall. That's why it is said, giving up all activities should be done according to the scripture. Oh, 42 actually. 42 says, without the knowledge of the self, that means mere intellectual knowledge, mere renunciation of the actions, sets up the ground for degradation. It is called the uh, it is without the knowledge of the self, that means, or just talking about, there are pandits are there, no? Pundits can talk about God, Pundits can talk about Brahman, but it is more important that who practices this, only not talking but practicing in life. So that's why, and practicing should be so intense that one should feel that it is not intellectual mere, but he is trying to dive deep into the self. So mere renunciation of actions, Gita talks about this, Bhagavad Gita talks about this again and again. Joaste manasasmaran, by renouncing everything outside, and one is enjoying that in the mental level. Uh, See, Mithachara Sauchati. He is called a Mithachari. He is a liar. He is pretending to be and cheating people in the name of spirituality. Mentally enjoying, relishing. Outside, I don't like it. Hmm? My mind is eating Rasagulla all the time. And I mentally say, no, I am diabetic. I don't like it. So as we fell there, similarly, mentally not detaching, but outwardly detachment is a is not beneficial in spiritual life. Huh? So this is the indication here that without the knowledge of the self, knowledge means perfect knowledge, that's best. If not, at least such absorption comes that my mind does not go for the outside thing. Mere intellectual grasp is nothing. We all know it is cholesterol is bad. We all know sugar is bad. We all know this is detrimental for our health. But we cannot resist. So that is not renunciation. And that's why it is said that in Calcutta, Calcutta people are very fond of sweets. So sweet everywhere. You go to any home, they will entertain you first with a plate of sweets, and it's a very welcoming. And you go to any home, you carry a packet of sweets, best quality sweets. So sweet. But everyone is getting all the effect of the sweet. But people are, and sometimes they say in the household life, what happens? The husband goes out and he has a diabetes. So with that diabetes, he should not eat. And in the home, very strict. You cannot get this. No sugar, no white sugar. This is bad. That is bad. Wife is trying to control. But that gentleman goes outside, and when he comes back after office or something, eats well, sweet. Many sweets they eats in the shop, eh? Sweetmeat shop, and comes back and he becomes very renunciate there. No, don't give me the sweet. I this tea. I don't take tea. No sugar with the tea. Yeah? Very fussy about one spoon of half spoon, but he has managed so much internally. So this is the type of renunciation. So not internal and external, mon muk. So that is called renunciation. So that renunciation is being. Otherwise, if it is external renunciation only, but mentally relishing those things, then that is the ground for degradation. It does not take the person to their spiritual flight, it pulls them down. And as a result, what happens? Karma brusto, ubhaya brusto. Thus fallen from both results of action and the knowledge of Brahman. No? You did some good karma, you should get some result, no? But you are not fully engaged in that. I'm doing everything what is for good, for my purification. So you get the benefit of that karma. Also material benefit will come. You are not enjoying that one, neither you are enjoying the knowledge of Brahman. So both loss from both ends. They fallen from both the results of action and the knowledge of Brahman. That person loses both banks of the river. Both banks of the river means that means neither you can take shelter on this side, neither you can take shelter on that side, because ubhaya prasto. Kachinno ubhaya prasto, chinna brahmivo. Gita says, That shall I be like scattered cloud, chinno, ubhaya prasto, fallen from both ends, neither achieving Brahmagyan, neither getting the result of good karma. Uh, I'm, both ways you are dropping from your ideal. Therefore, thus fallen from both the results of action and the knowledge of Brahman, that person loses both banks of the river, as it were, both banks of the river. Both banks. That means neither of the world, neither of God, neither spiritual, neither enjoying the world, neither spiritual in the and neither enjoying the. That's why monastic life is only selected for few people. Who have the choice. They have selected that way, but it should be spontaneous, not forceful. 43 verse. I have no another line is there. Ahankaro mahagraho grassamano vinasuti. And he what happens? It is and falls by being devoured by the great crocodile of ego, he perishes. He perishes. Perishes means he get destroyed. Why? I am a monk. He make a show of it. He will be proud of it. He will make a as much voidness inside, so much outward show will be there. No, spirituality is such as you become more indrawn, as you get more joy, you become more humble, more submissive. But as is the empty, as much empty, so much noise. You take a bucket or no bucket, no, there's a pitcher. Take a pitcher and put it under the water when it's the empty pitcher. Empty pitcher, as soon as you start, it will make a big noise. Buck, 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 buck. But as it is go, and as it is almost coming to a close, no sound. Simply it is filling up. That is the point. When as much empty, so much noise outside, so much show outside. And as much full, so much silence is there. So it is said, ahankara, there comes ego. These people, मैं तो ब्रह्म हूँ. Some people so says, do you know who am I? I'm a monk. Ah, yes, of course, monk. There will be some that type of faith is good. I am a monk. Huh? That should be your inner feeling that I cannot do this bad thing. I cannot look at things like that. I cannot eat lust greedily. Huh? This should be for you. That much is necessary. I'm a monk. But I'm a monk higher than you. That is a point of not a good sign for spiritual. So it says here once, ahankaro mahagraho. It is like your ego is like a big, huge crocodile. And grassamano, and it catches. Ego, pride, arrogance catches him. And then as crocodile, what it does? It catches someone and drowns into the water and for his meal. So it is like the crocodile has grabbed that egotistic person who is not genuine, who is not really renounced the karma and this karma fall to God and purified himself and has established himself in the love of God. So that is the weak point of that. Therefore, it says that person will be uh, being devoured by the great crocodile of ego, that person, he perishes or she perishes. So, what we are talking about all this time is the same thing that renunciation should be grounded on niskama karma, selfless work, and service to others, bhakti practice, or whatever. All this should be preparation for making one total renunciate. Renunciation means what? Renunciation means loving God and getting out of this turmoil of life, which we are reading in the Bhagavad. Very critically, we are hearing that what danger is there in that. Therefore, जाठुरे मनोर भरणे रक्त संशक्त संचये तथा परंगमुख स्वात्मतत्ते ससन्यासी विडम्बित is giving a great lesson that that who should be considered. One can judge oneself that are we fit for this total renunciation. বলছেন জাঠরে ভরণে রক্ত, a person who is happy, eh, occupied with, is very happy to filling the stomach. Jathar, jathar means the stomach. Getting good food and all this time, always filling in the stomach. Jathare bharane rakta. Stomach is filling with the objects of food. And samshakta sanchay, very, very deeply inclined in collecting money and wealth and prosperity and land and this sanchay rakta, attached very deeply. Paranmukha satma tatte. He is not at all interested, he is very disinterested in Atma Tattva. When there is spiritual talk, they have no time to come over here. So even here, there will be so many people in this campus. No time. Paranmukh. I don't like it. I know everything. How much to hear? Same words. What is the class is giving us? God, 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 God. Love God. Don't do this, that. How much to hear? I'm hearing 1 year, 2 years, 10 years, 20 years. And I'm done with it. That's why he says paranmukha. Paranmukha means disinclined. Disinclined in swatma tattva. When he's talking about the truth of your own self, when he's talking about the Shanti Gita, speaking about the self, he's talking about our own nature, own divine nature, how we are away from the divine nature, and how we can be inclined into the divine nature. What are the obstacles which are pulling me in the other direction? So, but I'm not interested in hearing all these things. If I get some business issues of today's politics or some subject of interest, there will be people are rushing and gushing for that. So that's why I said, when that person, that monk, which attached to filling the stomach, occupied with accumulating material objects, and disinclined to the knowledge of the self, they become what? They become object of ridicule. Sannyasi vidambito. His life is a ridiculous life. In the name of this monastic life, it is all training. Not don't judge every sadhu like that, but it is a question. He's talking that those people who feel that I will have to be a monk in this way. No. Why? You have your life, lead a good life, do selfless activity, purify the mind, prayer, meditation, sadhu seva, all these things that will purify more and more and more. And then automatically inclination will come and detachment from the world will happen. That is called sannyas, the perfect sannyas. So that is being indicated by Bhagavan Krishna to Arjuna. So we end here, 43 verse. So we'll do next time from 44. If you have any question,
Yeah, I put it here.
we see that some people are watching in this.
I'm also seeing it online.
Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat. Sri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. So, one question: does renunciation also mean contentment in our situation so that we don't seek outwardly because of some desire? It seems that we should not be at war with ourselves when we practice renunciation. No, renunciation, when we are in the world, we have to think, be practical. Renunciation, as I am saying, I need some money. I'll have to go for a job. I'll have to do some work. Not giving up all work and I'll be just sitting somewhere and meditating. That will not, no one will feed me. So long I have my ego, so long I have my ability, I will try it best way. And then love of God will come internally, gradually, and God will arrange them. So the contentment in our situation is one thing. Contentment, I'm not getting a good roof on my head. I'm contented. I will be under the tree. Why? You have the ability to earn money. If you are so devoted to God that you have no body consciousness, okay, you live under the tree or under the sidewalk, that's okay. But you have the ability to do work, earn money, enjoy life, and selflessly practice that and love God gradually, and you will attain the highest. So, renunciation means contentment, of course, but renunciation does not mean contentment without effort or our accomplishments. So that we don't seek outwardly because some desire. No. So long we live in the world, we have basic desires are there. Eating, sleeping, good food, some necessities of life. So those should be fulfilled. We should not be at war with ourselves when we practice renunciation. Yes, but you see, in India, renunciation people understand. Huh? In India, you be wearing a gerua cloth, whether you are a genuine monk or they don't judge. They see with this gerua, they know that they have no home, they have no money, they have no bank account. So they live on alms. So they give some food, they give some shelter, or at least honor. But it's not possible in this country because people will not understand what you are thinking. They will think you're a homeless guy. Huh? So, no, here you earn money. You earn your money, get established in your life, and then when you are fulfilled, you don't like, then become a monk. That's a different thing. But so long we have our needs, and we need certain things, and we are not in a position of a perfect monk, so we don't have to give up like that. And outwardly, we should not be give up this struggle. It seems that we should not be at war. Yeah, we should not be at war, but we should not also be so relaxing and so what to call indifferent. You have to understand the need of life, basic needs of life, and you should have confidence, self confidence also. Yes, I can earn money, I can do this, I got this name, fame, power, but I don't care for. Then that is the renunciation. Why are there so many rules to attain freedom? Ah, that's true. To attain freedom, why there are rules? So everywhere rules. Even you drive the car, you have to follow some rules. No? If you want to prepare some meal, there is some rules. If you want to just interact with people, there is some rules. So long we are in the realm of the rule, we live in the duality. And in duality is guided by rules and regulations. But rules and regulations is not ultimately needed because rules and regulations at the initial stage is needed. No? But when you mature, you go beyond rules. So Swami Vivekananda said, while making this organization,
To be born in a
yes, he said that he gave the rules, but giving all the rules, Swami Vivekananda said that these rules are made to go beyond the rules. Ah, we follow certain rules to get so much absorbed in that principle that rules fall off and we remain in the truth. So this is the point.
To go beyond gravitation, all the spacecraft has to follow at the beginning gravity, the rule under gravitation.
Hmm?
When the spacecraft they go,
But it is not, you are not following the rules of gravitation. You are trying to go beyond. That is your principle, your rule. You have to find a rule to break that rule. Ah, true. All this the launching of the, what we call the, yeah, spacecrafts, no?
spacecraft,
So it's all against the rule, just trying to pull. But we are finding means to get out of those rules. Hmm?
One question is missing. Question two.
What is this? Can a person follow Machiavellian realism in the world, in worldly life, and still be a Vedantist?
Machiavellian.
She will be with dentist. Huh? What is that?
Is it the Machiavellian?
Machiavellian.
Yeah, that means it's an Italian kind of.
can a person
Rule.
follow Machiavellian realism in worldly life and still be a Vedantist? It is some kind of theory that says it is a it's a here is the definition of Machiavellian reality. It talks about that.
Is awareness that political reality is extremely difficult to grasp, and only refined work of interpretation can unveil, and even then only in part. Realism and prophecy is Machiavelli and in Italian political culture. Hmm. I'm not getting actually this question.
Machiavellian is like a cutthroat thing. You cut these other people for your own benefit.
Oh. No. That is not, that is totally beyond. Um, that is beyond. No, that has nothing to do with the worldly cutting the throat of all. That does not make you Vedantist. The seeing God everywhere is the objective here. Not cutting the throat of others, but offering everyone your salutation. That you are seeing God, so no question of cutting the throat of others. To make everyone. It's like communism. Communism sometimes said that all are equal. So you are rich, I am poor. Okay, cut your head. So I make up to my level. No, Vedanta says raise the person who is not having the opportunity to the level of the other. One is pulling down, another is pulling up. The Vedanta, we cannot be like that. Vedanta always will tell, live in the world honestly, sincerely for your basic needs, and at the same time, keep your mind in that ultimate truth. Some of Sri Krishna's devotees were in
Debt.
debt. Why did not he help them to get over it quickly? That is true, but I do not know you have to pray. Eh? See, this Ramakrishna himself will say, Baba, I am a poor guy. I cannot touch a coin. So what can I do? I cannot give you money. I have no stock myself. But yes, the material benefit and spiritual benefit does not go together. Spiritual benefit is realization, freedom. Material gain is bondage. You earn money, you have some property, everything is bondage. But you should have that because you have to live in the world. But spirituality is something which They don't care for all these things. But that is not for all. It's a very complicated subject we have entered today, renunciation. Renunciation is very wrongly understood. Renunciation is not negative. Renunciation is very joyful, cheerful, positive thing. Renunciation is achieving something. As a result, you detach from something. You achieve the goal, and then you don't care for the things which are less important. It's a priority. What is more important to me, maybe for you it is different. But ultimately, if we analyze, absolute Satchidananda is the goal of all. Anything less than that is limited. So one should not be satisfied with limited. One should go for the highest. That is the renunciation. For the highest you achieving, that you renounce this. You get, I give the gross example. You get an offer of $150,000 job, you give up your $100,000 job. Is it a painful thing? No. It is 150,000 you are getting, or you are getting 200,000. There is a job offer, and you give up your job 100,000. Is it a loss? No. That renunciation is like that. Either you get it, or in the hope of getting, you give up the other lower things. Arjuna refused to fight because he didn't want to fight his relatives, but he was not incapable. What to do if one is in a fight where one feels incapable of fighting? That is a very serious, last week's question. Yes, when we are incapable of fighting, that's a different thing. We have to earn some energy to be capable of fighting. One, if I have not earned that capability, then I will have to surrender, or I will have to pray to God for higher force to keep the mind peace, to give up something. To make the mind peaceful, we will have to take some possible steps. But in the fight, it's very difficult. You have to have the courage and strength. If not, then you have to just accept as God's will. But I don't think it is a good suggestion. চলে গেল এই what is there? Just, does not the bar for attainment of spiritual goals remain exactly the same for all ages? If so, then how can we be hopeful of succeeding if we are not astute in sadhana like great devotees? What astute means?
Very
Sincere.
intelligent.
Huh?
Sincere.
Sincere,
No, it's not just sincere, it's very smart.
smart. Yeah, that's true. You are very correct. The obstacles for attainment spiritual goals are the same. Lust and greed, me and mine idea, selfishness, self-centered activity. All these are obstacles. It is common. And the means is the same. Be unselfish. Try to see God in others. Try to serve others. So we should be really strong in practice. Without practice, it will not happen. How much we talk, it will be only intellectual level. But to get success, we should have to be really good in our sadhana. Yeah. Acha, you are asking some question.
Yeah, about what you said just a minute ago. So if you have a desire for worldly things like to make a lot of money, so I mean, if you have desire for worldly things like obtaining a lot of money, or it might be obtaining fame or a position of status or lots of women or whatever it may be, you say that then it makes sense to go out and chase those things and obtain them to show that you can do it, and then give them up afterwards to show that you're not really attached to them,
Oh,
that they don't have power over you.
oh, that depends on the strength of one. Hmm. Suppose if you have tremendous desire to earn money, go for all fun and joy, and if you cannot restrain yourself, you think that that is your food, go and enjoy and experience and teach yourself and say, hey, what did I get? Did I get absolute joy, peace? Main thing is that you have to understand it is nothing is there. It is a very little joy and fun is there, but it does not give us perfect satisfaction. That is not what we are seeking for. We are seeking for absolute joy, absolute peace. Not momentary, it will come and flickering, and so much darkness will come. Yes, you earn money. And then you see, I earn money. What's that? There are so many billionaires. What's that? Are they happy? I like to be unhappy like them. Okay, go try. You have so many people are sex addict. Okay, let them go. You want to see them, look at their life. Being so, I have seen people came to me many times. I don't find any joy in it, but I am pulled into it. That's your weak point. And then you teach your mind, shall I be like that person? Or shall I learn out of his experience? If you cannot learn, go and experience yourself. And then you get the experience and you tell, oh, I did that. There is no joy, there is nothing. So why shall I go? Why not I engage my energy into this self-knowledge? But self-knowledge will not come. That's why we are talking about the month. We are talking whole day. We are talking whole evening. That renunciation. It is not necessarily it will come. So
Experience is the only teacher.
experience is the one teacher. Someone has experienced before. Someone is experiencing now. But going for enjoyment cannot give you joy. It is like putting our scripture say you put some ghee, but clarified buttermilk on the fire, and you think the fire will be extinguished. You add more, and will inflame. It will flame more. Burning light will come more. You put more desire into it, more desire it flames. Why people get addicted? Because of that. You think, I'll be happy. I'll be happy. Tomorrow, I'll be happy. And then ultimately, a victim of holding them in their neck. And they go to depression, go for so much suffering in life. So, you can watch and understand. Or if you don't think that is enough, go and experience.
Yeah, like I read Vivekananda was speaking about, I think it was in the Karma Yoga book. He said something like, Buddha was born a prince, so he had all the power, wealth, everything, and he gave it up. That was real sacrifice. But if you're born poor and your life sucks and you're going to be a monk, which I think is what a lot of people want to do. They get into religion because they don't have much going. Like their life
that is a failure.
You're not giving anything up. You're not sacrificing anything. So to me, it seems like it makes sense. Go to it. Go chase. Show that you can do it, but don't do it with attachment, and then give it up.
Yeah. So not everyone needs to go and earn money and then give up. But it's a tendency also. Those people who have good karma, they don't feel inclined to earn money and then to God. They are inclined in God from their childhood. He does not find any interest in earning money. His psychological bent is like that. But if many people may have that desire, as you write, unless you have something, what you renounce. For general people who have that identity and sense of earning, sense of capability, let them do. But it is not a right thing that I will get all these things and then leave, and then where is the life? Life is too short. How many years will go to earn good money, billionaire? And the life is gone then by that time. Okay? Okay, thank you. Tomorrow is our gospel class at 7:30. Thank you. Jai Ma. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. peace, peace, peace. 43.